Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to be doing a tier list on most of the units on whether you should level 100 them or not. This basically is going to be a guide on which units you should level up first, because it takes about 10 to 12 raids to level 100 a singular unit. So if you're doing only your 3 a day and then 3 of your friends, then that would mean you can do one level 100 unit in 1 day or 2 days. So yeah, and there's no special drops. You can only get 3 of them a day on your own, so you're gonna need a friend most likely. But yeah, so let's just hop right on through. And obviously you should level 100 the Y loot. No, I'm joking. But yeah, like the older units, I'm not gonna really say you should. This one is probably one that is maybe first day it'd probably be really good, because if nobody else grinds level 100 and you have a level 100 maxed out Ludo, then he'd be really good. But past like the first week, I don't think he's going to be that good, because everybody else is going to have their level 100 units for their main PvP team. So I would say he's a good choice. Or if you want, I wouldn't highly recommend it, but it could be a really good first unit, just because it'd be funny to be able to out CC every unit in the game, because you get about 2,000 to 2 to 3,000 KCC for level 9ing a unit. Because Diane was at like 65.9 and I have seen a 68.6 KCC Diane. So that's almost 3,000 CC. So yeah, let's just go. I wish this was flipped, but yeah. Obviously some of them are collab units because some of them are absolutely broken. But let's just grab Demon Lord Rimro. If you have him, I think he would be a very good choice, because he does counter the free-to-play Lizzes fairly easily, because her buffs are blue until you get them like 4 or 6 or higher. So fairly good choice. And I've already ran into a few of them, and yeah, it's yeah, she is pretty prevalent. I've seen her quite around. She definitely makes her teams way tankier from what I've seen. So also some of them, Gringo, really good choice. I don't think he's a must, because he's mainly a PvE unit in my opinion nowadays, but he's still really good for PvP. So if you main him, then obviously you might want to max him. I wish the list was a bit more concise, but Kyo, probably a good choice if you have him. Obviously, ignites and whatnot. Sorry, I'm not really. Tarmeo, if you run the Angel team, I think he's a must, but overall he's a really good choice, unless you just use him as a link. I don't suggest making your links your #1 priority. I think they should be further on down the line, after you like level up your PvP teams and you level up your like Guild Wars teams or Guild Boss teams or whatever else you do, your deer teams. I don't recommend leveling 100 your deer team or your bird team, because it's already super easy. But I mean, I guess if you want to, there's no harm in doing it. I just don't think it's that great of a choice, and it takes quite a few materials to actually do it. So let's just keep scrolling through, looking for some really top tier units. Honestly, I think Red Gother's a really good choice as well, but I don't think he's the must level 100. I'm just gonna be scrolling through a lot of them. I don't even know why I have all the other layers, because like they're pretty useless. Okay, it looks like I'm just gonna be okay. There's 2 Tarmeos. Okay. I think the 1 Escaner is a fairly good choice, even like a must max, just because he's a really good PvE unit. He's a really good for deer. He has some of the highest CC in the game. I don't know exactly what it is nowadays, because of level 100. I don't know if he got shafted on his stats or not, but I assume he's still like top 5 highest CC in the game, like easily. Then we have Assault Melee. If you want, I mean, I have a feeling they're going to be buffing him fairly soon, within the next few months, but you never know. Honestly, let's just work through this. No, not really. No, they're just there for passive. If you want for demons, honestly, I think Derriere is a good choice just for knighthood boss. Like, let's just honestly, I'm just gonna cut to where it gets down to the useless units, because I don't want to be here forever. I'll be right back, and yeah, it's gonna take forever. Alright, so we have quite a few here, and if you see them in God No, that's just basically, they're basically either just links, or they're just realistically not used anywhere besides like 1 or 2 small little PvE areas. And obviously this Tarmeo and Sariel are just duplicates, and I was just getting them out of the way. Like the SSR Green Liz, she's good and all, but she's not that great. The Demon Mellies are literally just links at this point. Like Merlins are literally just linked. This is the only good Merlin that I recommend actually building. Where is she? Right here. So I threw Purgatory Bond, and obviously must max. You get a bunch more HP. He's tankier. He does more damage because result. Yada yada yada. fairly obvious. Merlin, really good choice. I don't think she's absolutely meta because blue units aren't super prevalent besides King and Escanor realistically. And then some of Merlin, I guess. But she also has Infect, which is pretty good, so I highly recommend her in my opinion. Keo, obviously, Tarmeo, Derriere is really good for Guild Boss, Red Gother. I can't remember which ones I have up here, so I'm just going to go over it. Excalibur Arthur, really great choice, probably the most broken unit on the Bond, in my opinion, because I hate it whenever they just get the Arthur stance for like 10 turns in a row. Goddess Liz, really good unit for Archangel team. Red Sario, really good for Bird, Deer, good on the Archangel team. He's a really solid PvE unit. And then Merlin for Ult Rush, obviously. And then these are just like fun, wacky units if you really like it. And then Arthur, just a good PvE unit. Yeah, not much more to say on that. Like, I'm not really going to go over them too much because it's just like, if you want, these are just like units. Like, I mean, if you're 90 or 100 of them, it's whatever. I mean, they can do something, I guess. And these are just completely garbage in my opinion. Festival Zeldris, honestly, I kind of recommend maxing him because he's a really good backline unit. You get really good CC. If anything, you could just throw him down in good choice, which is honestly probably what I'll do actually instead. Like, these are the ones that are like main DPS, insane CC, just literally no point in not maxing him out. So, Thonar, no, like she can be level 60. Blue Lost Vein, very bad unit in my opinion. Like, I guess you could throw it up, not really, but yeah. Sigurd, I think, is a pretty good unit, so if you want to, you can max him out. Blue Roxy, if you want, she can definitely be pretty toxic, pretty fun. Summer Elliehawk, same thing. She's really toxic as an Archangel backline, so if you want, but then again, you'd have to replace her for the Goddess Liz or the new Liz that just dropped for the anniversary. Also, I don't have the new Liz on here, so I guess I will replace it with the Elot. I'll replace it with this new Elot, okay? So that'll be the new Light Liz for this. Summer Merlin, if you run the Unknown team, I say must max. She is a very solid unit in my opinion. Probably one of the most toxic ones, especially because debuff cards are slowly kind of going away. Like, not many units have a debuff card. The new mono just got released, no debuff card. New Liz, no debuff card. So you're just able to attack with them willy-nilly. Realistically, the only like insane debuff card would probably be Rimro, or like just Infect in general, and then Dissolve. Those are like the main ones. And then I think Fesgother is gonna have a little bit of a comeback because of his Holy Relic. And I mean, I like rank up and stuff, yeah, but like I'm talking about like just debuffs. I guess stun, yeah, but. Yeah, Margaret, if you run Angel team, 100%. You need, if your Margaret stays alive and you can like shield up or taunt and just hide her away, you are set, because she makes your Archangel team insanely tanky. Like, she is the glue that holds that team together. I think she's an extremely good unit on the Archangel team. Ragnarok Diane, not really. I mean, she's fun. So if you want, I would personally do it because I like the Ragnarok Diane team. But yeah. If you want for Brunhild, like if she is your main Deer team, Deer unit, sure. If she's your main Bird DPS, I highly suggest it because she is pretty squishy. Like if you don't have Meliodas, so I would highly suggest doing that. And then green mono, I mean, with the new mono, I don't really know. I guess if you want, like, I don't think she's a great choice, to be honest. Like, if you go full catastrophe, then obviously it would be a must max, especially if you don't have the new mono. But yeah, if you don't have a full catastrophe team, then she's literally useless. Radisson, basically the same thing. You build OC, you're gonna build her. So yeah. No, I almost put this in no. Honestly, I think the Fesgother is pretty good. He might be if you want. It's kind of up to you. But with the Holy Relic, I feel like it could be really good. I'm not too sure yet, though. I haven't really tested it out. Rimro, if you want. I don't think she needs it realistically, especially for Bird. Most people don't even use her in Deer. So, I mean, if you use her in Deer, then at level 100 would probably be needed. But for Bird, you don't need it. No. I'm sorry, Diane, but no. Slater, no, not really. Yori, hell no. Terry, I would highly suggest it. Like, if you're going to use a Terry Bond team, you're going to want to level 100 him. Like, it's just how it is. Kusak, he's a good choice. He's really good, in my opinion. He's a really good unit. I don't know why people don't really like him that much. Like, he pops off really well. Summer Merlin, if you want. I have seen some Fest King teams that go really sicko mode with her, so that's pretty cool. But other than that, I don't really see anything. Miguel, she's a good choice. She's one of the best bird farmer units, but I don't think you need her level 100. If you just have her level 90 SA6 with her 1/6 ult, she's fine. Maybe if you don't have cosmetics for her, then I would do it. King, 100%. If you are using King as your main PvP team, use him. Max him out. He's gonna need it. He needs that extra HP. He needs to go first. If he doesn't go first, King teams lose. That's just as simple as it goes. 99% of the time, you will lose. Christmas Lilia, I highly suggest it. One of the best DPS units in the game. It gets super tanky, especially if you have like a taunt unit. You can just kind of hide behind it, constantly keep draining them with your dissolve, yada yada yada. Really solid unit. Oh no, that was the wrong melee, but highly suggest. He is one of the best units for the new raid to get level 100 units. He's really great in bird. He's good in deer. I don't really like him too much in deer. He's one of the most used units in PvP, so he obviously is pretty good there. There really is no mode that he's bad for. I would say he's bad for deer, to be honest, because I don't really like him because he doesn't contribute anything to the color wheel. But then again, that also can help a little bit. He has his situations. He has his niche, I guess. But yeah, I think he's a must max unit. Sariel, I would say very good choice. Extremely amazing link, especially because it doesn't require your opponent to mess up. It's reliant off you just playing better and making your enemy team constantly debuffed, and it helps out the Lilia, so you don't have to run a Kyo every single time, which I really enjoy. Yeah, we're very solid unit. Scotty, if you want. She's not needed. She's really good for the deer, but you don't need her level 100 at all. I think the deer and Guild Wars is like her only form of content. I haven't really used her too much in PvP, but she's pretty fun. Green Melance, if you run a Green Melance team, I would say really good choice. I don't think she's the most wanted for it, but I think she's a fairly good unit. Sadly, that Kyos are kind of falling out of the meta now, because you just don't really need it anymore. Every unit is just insanely tanky or insanely strong without Kyo ignites, so I would say if you like the Melasco team, then go for it. Fest Diane, 100%. If you want to use Fest Diane, 100% build her up. She's in the top 3 highest CC. I'm not sure if she has surpassed Escanor because of level 100. I'd be very happy if she is, but I won't know until it happens on global. So yeah, I highly suggest. She's using bird, deer, PvP, PvE content, everything. She's one of the best units for the new demon as well. So I highly suggest her. I'm very glad that she's getting a little bit more shine. Elaine, she's a good choice. I won't lie. She's pretty good. The problem though is now her buff card is completely useless because of Rimro. If you run into a Rimro and you use your Elaine buff card, you are done. You lose 100%. Now granted, you can just not use it, and you just rely on your regular king card, so there is that. Ragnarok Bond, I think he's about the same thing as Zeldris, like one of the best backline support units in the game. If you have him completely maxed, he out CCs Zeldris, I do believe, or he's about the same, maybe slightly higher, I'm not too sure. But yeah, he's a really good unit. Not much more to say there. He's just a backline unit, but I wouldn't say he's a must summon or must max. Jormungandr, if you want. Like I know she's there for deer, but like realistically, she already makes it super easy. You don't need a level 100 to max her out. Like you just don't. It's fairly easy. But I mean, if you're struggling with it, then I would highly suggest doing it. But I don't really struggle with it, so I don't recommend it myself. Tarmeo, I would say really good choice. I don't think he's a must max unit, but he's mainly a link. If you use him on offense, like on the field, and you run a full angel team, I 100% agree, level 100 them. But most people use him as link, so I don't really recommend level 100ing him. I probably will because I want my Diane to be as tanky as possible, and that's just how I like playing the game. So I will probably level 100 him fairly soon. Shuna, God no, I'm sorry, she's useless. She's one of the most useless collab units in the entire game, and I don't care. She's right next to Iori in my opinion. The new mono, I think she's a good choice to level 100 if she is one of the units that you really like to enjoy. Like, there's nothing wrong with it. If anything, I would just bump her down to if you want, because she's not needed to be level 100, because it doesn't give like crit chance or anything. But she's a really good unit. I mean, I don't see why not. If she was your main DPS, I would highly suggest doing it. It would definitely help your account, but she's not like must summon. This is the new Elizabeth, by the way. That's what this is, in case you forgot. I haven't played with her all too much, but in my opinion, I don't think she's absolutely meta breaking, groundbreaking. If you like completely max her out, you know, 6/6 and whatnot, then obviously it would be a must max because you obviously really like the Elizabeth. But I would just say she's a good choice. I don't think she is a must level 100, if you know what I'm saying. So yeah, that is pretty much about it. Obviously there are some that I just was too lazy to actually rank. And I just threw in here just because I just didn't care enough. They're not really that useful. I haven't seen them in PvP in like literal like years. So yeah, that's pretty much about it. Let me know down below, and remember these are just duplicates. But yeah, let me know down below who is going to be your first level 100 on JP or when it comes to global. My first was Diane. I already have her 100% max. I can show you her CC real quick if you want to see. She's only 2/6 at 66,878. If I bust out the calculator real quick and I 66878 plus 4 more dupes would be 1600 CC. That would be 68,478, and then I still have a bit of defense and attack to build up. So yeah, she's gonna be really close to 69k, which I'm genuinely happy for. I love this unit, my favorite unit in the game, and it makes me have a bit more fun. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Take care, and hope you guys have an absolutely amazing day. Peace.